Okay, I started this stream. I don't know if I'm ready yet, but whatever. Looks like it's working. So, yeah. So, trying to get to be able to do the auth with client certificates. Seems that, I guess on the last one, there's still some issue here. I don't know why this is exiting. Something's failing, I think. So at some point, maybe I'll look into that, but I'm trying to do this. I guess I was looking at my first general case is that I need to do this add client CA thing. Um, so I think that should be straightforward. Um, so um, yeah. So I add the CA cert. That doesn't super matter because, well, it eventually, I guess, matters because we want to accept certificates for our own, for the site only. And then once that's done, which should just be long, I think, can look at doing the actual creation of a client certificate, which sounds like you can't do that anymore. Um, Chrome create new TLS client certificate. There used to be an old thing where you could like it was a tag and you could do some stuff with the browser to create the key, but I think that's been removed. Yeah. Yeah, so create so yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have to create a P12 and you would download and install that. Which the argument there is like, yeah, you're private. I know what the private key is, but also like I'm creating the fucking website, so what does that matter? You know? And it means I'm not dependent on how the client generates certificates, which might be questionable. Like you could maybe have a client that's using a shitty random number generator or whatever has happened in the past. So I think we will. Um, yeah. So yeah. So what would that be? So if I'm gonna have to add something into, I guess, my require user thing or something. Um, because I think what my goal here is I'm just gonna rip out. Um, I'll end up removing all the password shit. It would be only doing client certificate off, which also means I no longer technically need this. The auth will not be tied to the web session. Um, so it'll be interesting to see if I could just completely get rid of the session stuff as well, because I was really only using that. Um, so yeah. So my general thing in here, I have a require user where it's just calling the regular one with this endpoint thing, which this should not be email login code, obviously. Um, hmm. Hmm. So this would be changed to some sort of client auth page that really would just generate a certificate that you downloaded or whatever. Uh, just have a link on there for a new client certificate. And the client certificate will be linked to a user. And you could have multiple client certificates to then look up the user. So I guess when I open the Hmm. All right, I gotta go finish prepping my tofu for tofu pizzas. Okay, tofu is ready for later. Hmm. Right. So this will redirect to hmm. Yeah, so this should not be specific. It should be like auth or whatever. So this thing does what? Sad. You just call that and then they return on these thing one for success and zero for failure because they're dicks. So this tries to read. If it fails, it does that. Otherwise, it reads this in. So now we have the thing, the P12 there. The cert CA parsed into there. Uh, try. Yeah, so this will be fine. Um, writing out the PN thing. Um, so whatever. If this fails, oh, we shouldn't be here. We should be in. Oh no, we are in TLS. This is CA cert. Nope. Cert CA for some reason. Um, yeah. Whatever. If if this fails, then I don't know, error log TLS exit, which it shouldn't fail, whatever. Wait, why are some of these exiting just exit whatever? Interesting. Whatever. Exit. So, now this needs to be what? Where the fuck am I referencing the context somewhere? What the fuck is this? Also, I think it's just context. Probably should have been SSL context. It's assigned here, but whatever. Um, I can't believe there's just no way at all to create a certificate. All right, this is build. It builds. I don't know how you really check that that's being sent. I bet if you do um curl v I think some of those I was hitting 8080 still. So I think this should say um um so this is some internal stuff. And this is because I did the update certificates thing, which is kind of annoying when you're doing dev if you would have to update it a lot, but request cert, I think that's it. Yeah. Does it not tell me? Oh, no, this is all the server info. Uh, I mean, these are whatever. Subject apparently doesn't matter, which is weird. It does a get, so that's all after this happened. Why didn't it tell me? In. I wonder if there's I don't know. It feels like there's a slight delay now. But it seemed like the connections used to be faster, but maybe it's because, well, I'm wondering if it's because it's using MDNS, possibly. Although on the local host, it shouldn't really do that. But why doesn't it tell me? Does this do anything? Looks the same to me. I think that was some debug something. I, it might be that some of this requires more round trips, but whatever. I think it would be in the request. I don't know that I really need to be looking for this. Debug. Where? Good grief. Just. Hmm. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I was still, yeah. Trace. What? Oh. Hmm. I guess the other doesn't include stuff. Damn, they weren't kidding. So, and it dumps in nice little hex. So that's the general stuff. Something? What is that? So you send 5 bytes, and then we send more. Somewhere in there, we put that. receive. This is the response back. Receive that small amount of data there. Uh, what is this trickle of 5 bytes? Is this must, I mean, surely the data is not coming across in these little chunks, right? That's just how this is reading it. So I guess they're like parsing this by going into like they're parsing each message separately, and it's, I don't know what receive really means, I guess, but mm, so here's request cert. That still doesn't have anything. Wait, what is this? That shouldn't be going out. Wow. Wait, what? Why is JSON.sf local in any of this? Oh no, it's CA dot blah 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 blah. So why is my CA thing wrong? Eh? What the fuck? So the host name right there. Oh, yeah. But duh. It's because I'm using this old CA thing, which now I'm fucking all my things, but I also want this to not have that old data, so I'm just gonna have to do that. And there it is. So I need to go. Yeah, you can't do that. None of that. I don't know, whatever that is. Uh, this is the old one. Now I need to import it, but I don't have one. Uh, so now this should happen. I go in here, download this. It's gonna ask me again, which is confusing, but whatever. We've now done that. We gotta do this. This is obnoxious. And that's correct. Oh, what? Oh, whoops. Now this works, but I still get this because it's thinks it's the accepted little thing there. So when I restart this, um, it should work. Curl has this, and here's that. It's got the thing in there. So that is working. It does have the correct CA in there. Uh, receive more stuff. Oh, this is because it's just parsing the pieces. This is the certificate that's supplied thing, the signer, alt name probably, alt subject. Um, so um is this working? This is working. Yeah. Um certificate um unknown CA. Yeah, so it's giving an error. Failed because now my user local share CA certificates. This thing is wrong. Or rather, I gotta do move download CA cert to user local share CA certificate JNB CRT. Gotta do that. You gotta do update. What? And we got one added. And now this is not failing again, which is nice. I don't. It shouldn't really be CA search, should it? For the download, it should actually have the host name and everything correctly done. Hmm. 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 All right, whatever. So that seems to be working, right? So, okay, so now we just have to get the client certificate, but in order for that to happen, I'm gonna this is gonna have to be swapped to something like this. And that means we'll need an endpoint. Oh god, we gotta get rid of that SendGrid shit. For now, we're just gonna do this and find out what happens. Okay. So that'll be auth. So what the fuck is login then if we're doing login is where you take in the um whatever. So what the fuck? Where is email login code even come from then? Is that in here? No. How the fuck was I missing that? Oh, it's looking for word boundaries. Um, yeah, we won't have to move any of this shit. Yeah, yeah, I agree with her. You just lie about who you are. Black sails. Okay, look at all this shit. I don't know that any of this is helpful, but what this does, there is, we insert That's to check the login code, I guess. Look at all this stuff we don't have to do anymore. Blah 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 blah. Oh, yeah. What is this? Oh, no, this is just email login code. Oh, here it is. Redirect to login. Fails, there's an error. What's going on here? Oh, this is the form post. We post. Uh, hmm. Yeah, we can just abandon all this shit. So, what does this mean? We also need in the initial um on every connection it's gonna have to look up the certificate and potentially figure out something. Although, yeah, I think it's safe to say that that should happen on every request, I guess, just as part of the in the web thing when it accepts. That's gonna be in this accept TLS. Oop, in here, that's gonna need to be updated. I gotta go um, turn the turn the oven on. I guess it's like 4 day old dough though. It's better than 1 day. All right, so I gotta go turn the oven. okay. Still gotta figure out what to do about my oven settings on my tofu pizza. It's it's really cooking too fast, I guess. So got it too hot, but I don't know. This sort of arranged it all around cooking regular pizzas, and then I switched to putting tofu instead of mozzarella, and it's pretty good, but the cooking is different. So gotta further adjust my cooking strategy. Um, the top burner is just too close, so it doesn't get the right temperature, I think. So you need to either be able to directly, at a small level instead of just off on relay thing. You need to be able to control the temperature of the electric heating element, not cycling on and off at this like really wide margin. Um, or I need it to be farther away, which is kind of what happens, I guess, with like a dome oven or whatever. Anyway, it's all fine. It's all still edible. It just could be better. So anyway, now now I need to um I've got to generate a client certificate. That's pretty much required. Because obviously I'm not gonna be able to test anything else until I actually have a certificate. Um, so I'm going to want some sort of. What is this return? Oh my god. Oh. Oh, yeah, okay, I see. So this stuff was flipping this because there's the OpenSSL auth blows. So why haven't they cauterized that thing? Now you're dying. I guess they don't know about cauterizing wounds in the golden age of piracy. Yes, he's saying stop being a racist. So after this is called, this is this thing. So if not, if RC is not equal to 1, you irritating fucks. Wow. We return -1, and this returns 0. And so here, I think I'm gonna pull out specific um what? Oh. Right. Yeah, that's not the same thing. Um so I think it's this stuff here. And so I think I'm probably just doing this, doing accepting. Yeah, I don't know why. Um, if peer, if not peer, or um, then there's just an error. I don't know. It's probably a better way to do this. If this is not okay, then the oh no, that's not right. Uh oh no, that is right. Oh no. Um If there's a peer and it's not okay, then it's an error. I feel like this is kind of stupid. So, client cert. Um, so now there's an actual client certificate. Hmm. So I've got to get some information out of this, which is not gonna be. I don't think this is gonna be part of the accept call now. Something like that. Um, but I don't really want eh, so I think it was get one peer. It's the one that is allocated or whatever. Uh, where is the uh, reference count so that it will not be destroyed when the session containing the peer certificate is freed? I don't. eh. So, hmm. So I don't know what. Is this used somewhere? I think this is just some bullshit I made up that I'm not even using. Yeah. So, um, so if I just delete this, this is like, oh, redeclared. What? Are you an idiot? Oh, it's because I'm passing it as a parameter, of course, dummy. Oh, and I'd call it something else. And these two, which this has never been used. With some speculative bullshit. We don't have an auth handler. So there's that. There's also gonna be, I don't know, new client cert. It's gonna have to happen. So this would have some sort of naked page. Again, nope, start naked. Yeah. And you come to this and you are mistakenly there. But um it's probably like this endpoints new client cert. I think there's something else at the end. So that might work. What is the link endpoint? Oh. Wait, so does start naked page not do what I want it to do? No. Where am I using this? No, I'm just directly doing that. Uh, okay. So I need to fix require user. So that's failing out. Um, so it's calling this. So this stuff. So so this thing claims requiring a session, which we don't need anymore, really. I will be happy if I can just completely get away from that. And oh, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why that's ever whatever. I think this should not be a thing at all. This should be a dev error. What would possibly be the point of calling that? I hope. I think that's what should happen. So, um, Oh, teach would have already done. Yeah. Um. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. So this saves in the session, I think, the thing probably. Yeah. So that after you log in, you would go to the correct thing. But so you connect, and then it says, and you make the TLS connections. So we can get away from all this, right? Like, huh. I guess an upside to if you switch to this TLS stuff is like, or client certificates, you skip past a lot of stuff potentially. I mean, you skip past a lot of these script kiddie bots out there that just try to get into, uh, you know, do some bullshit, and because they're just not going to be configured for that. Hmm. Well, they're doing a pistol duels in this Black Sales thing, but they aren't packing their own guns. They have like other people doing it for them. Like, I would totally be packing my own gun. I'm granted they're right out in front of everybody, but still. So, right. Because this doesn't do. It just. I guess I can. Hmm, I guess this goes back to this accept thing. Oh, and it's gonna have to. So, really, when I get to this, I mean, so at this point, the certificate would already be there, and rec user ID would already be set. When is user ID get set? Here? Oh, session web. I didn't never like any of this, so it's pretty awesome if we'll get to get rid of it. God, it would be great if you could get by with no cookies. No. So reevaluate if this flow is correct. Um, so so ugh, yeah. Can I do I need to care about the um motherfucker. So uh uh okay, so if in accept, I'm gonna be pulling out this thing. And session web, this was, yeah. Um, so, why is this happening? We're only really looking up the user here because we are doing the session shit anyway, and it's just part of that. Getting the user ID and alias. Just another part. So basically, not in session, but I guess in require user web. Here is that you don't need this probably. And then if there's already a user ID, you obviously don't have to do anything. And then so if this is not the thing, if there's a request dot client cert, look up user ID based on public key. In the past, before one time, I like use the hash, which we could use, but I don't think there's any point. Since now the keys are not that big. 256 bit. So if there is a client, look up the user ID. And hmm, hmm. So I will have to have a client certificate table and public key to user ID linkage. And I think this should just be client cert public key. Client public key. I don't think I need anything else than that, right? So I would look up this thing. I mean, this portion is all the verification has been done and it should be checked that it's signed by the right thing. That's what this says. So here I need to extract the public key into client public key. And so, how do I get that from an X509? Nah, that's not good. Well, there's this. That's not helpful. Oh, God, they're annoying. That's not really helpful. Um, where am I doing anything with this? I'm creating stuff. So this, nope. Somewhere I set a public key, right? Wait, no. How new is having an alt name here that is the same as this subject? Why did they do that? Like, why require, why require? Why does Google require subject alt name in certificates? I don't know, whatever. So, to enhance browser security, ambiguous and outdated common name. Oh, oh, interesting. Yeah, well, the common name, you have to have all that bullshit in it, like the organizational unit and blah, 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 blah. And I think the, well, the alt name has a DNS in front of it and then says whatever. And you can do an IP address. Yeah. Oh. How is it ambiguous? Whatever. Well, yeah, it has all the bullshit in this in the common name. I'm not gonna do any of this. It would only ever be one thing. Hmm. Man, everything in Black Sales is just chasing money, basically. Okay, I guess it's. I gotta probably make tofu pizzas now. Yeah, I mean, whatever Google does is what you have to do regardless. Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna go do that stuff. I'm gonna take a break and cook pizzas, tofu pizzas, and eat, and then resume this. Before that distraction, so it's this. So this probably. I cannot believe they use this zero and get zero. Ugh, that's some weird shit. I mean, I guess there's a reason why people complain about the OpenSSL API being terrible. Oh, get public key. So, oh, EVP key. So it's for request. Get and get zero. And what the fuck is this then? What is the fuck is an EVP? What? Certificate X. if successful, EVP key pointer was reference count incremented. This means the return key must be freed up after use. Increment the reference count. So yeah, I would do that one. External poet returns an internal pointer to the pub key structure, which encodes the certificate of X. I don't see, because like this one has get doesn't reference count. This has get does reference count. Like that's just fucking insane. Um Piece that public key. So I guess in this other thing I was doing that. Um so it does null if there's an error. Then I gotta figure out what the fuck to do with the EVP key. Uh, So an accept. So down here we do this thing. EVP key. P key. I don't know. I forgot what that was already. Pub key is this stuff from here, and this is the. I assume this. No, that's not right. It would be the client cert. EVPP key. Get 0. You're passing in the thing. Okay. Well, I assume that was a pointer, right? Oh god, I didn't pay attention to the X509, which is this thing. Got a certificate. We get out the thing. I don't watch. Oh, that it actually worked. Hold diverse. Yeah, great. Generic structures, what everybody wants. Um, ugh, God, that all sounds very tedious. How do I just access the fucking bytes of the public key? No, 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 no. Get raw public key. This, that, this. And it looks like this is writable, so that's fucking obnoxious. Of course. Well, I mean, because in my case, I want to use a blob, and so my the length needs to be capacity, and then this needs to be written into something else. So really, you should not do this. What they're doing. You should separately specify the size and then have this one for the actual length. I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. I mean, it's not a big deal to add one more parameter. So what this means is I gotta do some stuff there. Oh, so an EVP key is really just a public key and a private key then. And so this is this thing. And this needs to be the pub key. And this then is client public key data. And this is length, pointer, this thing. And I gotta do this and this. Capacity like that. Although, whatever, it's gotta be the right size. We'll figure that out later. So this will then write this into there, and then you've got to do this shit where you say the size is in the length. It came back, and I guess this returns 1 for success because, of course, why wouldn't we? Is it? Whatever. Can't be trusted. So if it succeeds, in this case, was it 1 and 0? 0 on failure. So really it should be like that. And this is, now I got a 1. So if it succeeded, then our public key should be in this thing now. And I don't really give a shit what size that is. Although ideally it would be. So somewhere in here we do accept this thing. Client public key. So I'll have to create that. And if that fails, it does failure stuff. So when we create this, oops, request client public key. This will just be, what is it? It's whatever that is. We're never gonna do that though. That big. I don't know. I mean, we're only currently using 256 bits, so if that turns out to be a problem, that's some shit. Because what's that? Right. So what do I need to do here? That ought to be fine. Whatever, we'll just make it that. Who fucking cares? So, client, I have not defined this. Whoops. Where's my? There it goes. TLS. Did I pass it? No. Blob. What? So that'll do whatever. Oh God, some a-hole got me recording. I gotta learn how to disable that. It's only been like 20 plus years. Uh, so that'll give me the public key, theoretically, is in there. And that means that in require user now, if client public key, then we do this stuff. Whatever. And this will probably just fucking do something insane. But it should fail. This should fail. Oh, fuck, it didn't fail. Why did it? Oh, it's because I didn't. If there is one, we succeed. If not, we fail. What is wrong with your typing today? Damn it. Why aren't you failing? Um, oh, if this is a valid blob, and also we've got to reset clear. What the fuck is the thing called where we oh, reuse request. Fucking idiot. TLS should be reset somewhere. Why am I not seeing this? Is that not? It is a thing here. It's happening. This. Oh, ball sack. Ugh. Whatever. I. Why are we not resetting this here? Oh no. Is that a problem? I think that's a problem. It feels like a problem. I've really got to go make pizzas. So I think the air conditioning is not set correctly. It was not set at all. This Nest thing is crap. Okay, yeah. Basically, why? No. Oh, reuse request happens. Right. Yeah, so accept this needs to also accept should clear um okay, so the point that I'm babbling about is that you accept a request you're accepting the connection, not the request. So this needs to erase the client public key, overwrite it to 0, and then Um, and then if there actually is one, it will set it to this new value or whatever. Because since this is at the auth is at the connection level, not the request level. So it shouldn't really be overwritten until we hit this thing. Uh, so yeah, that's that's fine, I think. Although ideally, same as this. Yeah. Um, because you don't really probably want that data hanging around. Does it really matter? Probably not, maybe. I don't know. Hmm. Um, wait, get, wait, so it's get one? Is this the one that is, it does, okay. So this also wants to be this, the non-reference counting one. Fuck me. Yeah, this is a horrible API, and it feels like call into question the entire quality of all this, but I guess it's just been bashed over the year, decades, to being correctish. Whatever. I would gladly replace it with something else. So I get the certificate, I get the public key, I set the public key into the thing, and then so in require what? Oh, in require user. This has got to be a valid blob, meaning that there's stuff in it. It's not empty. And if it's not valid, then there's no public key. We do that. Fuck you. I want to see this fail. Why is it not failing? Oh, wait. No. Uh, well, oh. Is this showing me a cached page? Well, just something crashed. It's probably fucking OpenSSL. But none of this is not printing out at all. What the fuck? SSL protocol error. Fuck. Probably not getting reset correctly. But why is require user web not getting called at all? What am I missing about this? The home handler. This is optional. You fuck. And the user ID is non-zero because I am logged in. So if you did this, you get that. And we're not even getting past the require session part is what's failing now. So if I remove that, Oh, email login code does not require. God damn. What? What? What the fuck? Oh, I should probably try something like this. Okay, there we go. No public key, finally. All right, I don't know. Wait, why? Oh yeah, because this was getting the redirect. Basically, this disables sessions by not having that. I don't understand what this protocol error shit is. It must be that I am not correctly resetting the SSL thing, TLS, when the thing just gets disconnected or whatever. You're doing a fast refresh or something. Abandoned requests are not closing it out correctly, I guess. Uh, yeah, I don't know. So anyway, it's something to figure out. I've almost certainly done the TLS wrong. So, okay. Now I need an actual public key. And why did that redirect to email login code, by the way? Oh, what the fuck? Because I'm an a-hole that is. Yeah. Okay, so this needs to be auth, and that definitely was a problem. And also, auth could be the email login code. So I'll probably just need to delete the email login code. So I think I can just do that. I don't. Where is it used? Has no member named email. Um, where is that? Main. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it matters. These are all just the same. Oh, what is this? Oh, ew. Ugh. New auth. I don't like that at all. New login. Ugh, I hate the word credentials. New login. Whatever. I think that won't be there anymore anyway, because the login page is just gonna go away. So whatever. Some hard coded email addresses in there, and we've fucked that up. I don't don't know. Most of these join things, I don't think you can even hit anymore because I just switched to like join to. I just somewhat assumed that, yeah, we're just gonna all be logged in or whatever. So if you go to feed, now it just generally doesn't work right at all. Why? Uh, what? Oh, think so. This has required user, and we're getting a not found, and that's because this is returning -1. I'm thinking. Oh, well, this doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Um, so that's definitely getting called. Why are we getting not found? Uh, I think it's because of this general thing, but that's not right. Oh, yeah. I mean, this should be doing this. Um, if this fails and we're getting no public key and it's returning -1, oh, because that's the wrong behavior. Why does it return 1? That's interesting. I think this is supposed to, yeah, that's not supposed to do that. You're supposed to say there's no public key and redirect. What the fuck? No. Well, everything's gone to hell now. Probably because there's no session ID. Yeah, it's this. Yeah. Um. So you can't. Oh, whatever. Fix this whole. Oops. Fix auth flow. Whatever. Yeah, I gotta go make pizzas.